Asking to speak to someone. Sometimes a person other than the one you want to talk to answers the phone. A common phrase to help you ask for the person you called to speak with is هل answered name here هنا, which means is name here. Alternatively, you can also use the personal pronouns هو if the person you are looking for is a man, or هي in the case of a woman, instead of using the person's name.
Getting direction about directions. Understanding the format of the أين question and reply structures is an important first step toward approaching native Arabic speakers and asking them for directions. Of course, you can't just go up to someone and ask them bluntly, أين الفندق? Where is the hotel? That wouldn't be very polite. The proper etiquette for approaching someone and asking for directions is to first say Assalamu alaikum or Ahlan wa sahlan, and then ask if he or she would permit you to ask a question. For example, you begin the exchange by saying عفوا هل يمكن أن أسألك سؤالا? Excuse me, may I ask you a question? After the person agrees to take your question, you may proceed to ask for directions. Could you repeat that? Sometimes when you ask for directions, the person who tries to help you start talking too fast and you can't quite understand what he or she is saying. So you have to ask the person who is giving you directions to speak more slowly or to repeat what he or she has just said. These phrases can help you cope with these situations. عفوا اسمح لي لم أفهم تكلم ببطء من فضلك هل يمكن أن تعد من فضلك أعد من فضلك ماذا قلت اتجاهات directions. Being able to ask for and understand اتجاهات is an important skill, particularly if you are traveling in an Arabic speaking country. In order to interact with and get assistance from native Arabic speakers, you need to know how to ask questions that will help you get where you want to be. And you also need to understand the اتجاهات that are being given to you. In this part, I tell you how to interact with native speakers in order to get relevant information to help you find what you are looking for, focusing on the where in order to ask for and give directions. You need to be able to answer and ask where questions. The best way to get directions related information from Arabic speakers is to ask أين where questions. Luckily, the structure of أين question is relatively straightforward. You use أين followed by the subject. For example, أين الفندق? Where is the hotel? أين الهاتف? Where is the phone? أين المرحاض? Where is the bathroom? You may also apply the أين question format to human subjects such as friends or family. For instance, أين مريم? Where is Maryam? أين الأطفال? Where are the children? أين أمي? Where is my mom?
Look and listen.
انظر واستمع. Getting some legwork out of the verb to travel. If there is one verb you need to be familiar with relating to travel, it's the verb سافر, which conventionally means to travel, even though سافر has four constants instead of the usual three. It's nevertheless considered to be a regular verb because the fourth constant, the alif, is actually a constant that acts as a long vowel elongating the scene. So سافر is conjugated in the ماضي past and the مضارع present the same way as most other regular verbs. Here is the verb سافر in the ماضي form. أنا سافرت. أنت سافرت. أنت سافرتِ. هو سافر. هي سافرت. نحن سافرنا. أنتم سافرتم. أنتن سافرتن. هم سافروا. هن سافرن. أنتما سافرتما. هما سافرا. هما سافرتا. Use the form يسافر to conjugate traveling in the مضارع. أنا أسافر. أنت تسافر. أنت تسافرين. هو يسافر. هي تسافر. نحن نسافر. أنتم تسافرون. أنتن تسافرن. هم يسافرون. هن يسافرن. أنتما تسافران. هما يسافران. هما يسافران. A brief departure on the verb to arrive. A helpful verb to know when you are traveling is wasala, to arrive. You can also use the verb wasala to express to arrive, to land, or to come. Even though wasala has three constants and therefore should fall into the mold of regular verb forms, it's still classified as an irregular verb. It's irregular because it includes the constant waw. Verbs with waw are classified as irregular because their mudari forms are radically different than the regular mudari verb forms. As a result, whereas the madi form of wasala follows a regular pattern, the mudari does not. أنا وصلت. أنت وصلت. أنت وصلتِ. هو وصل. هي وصلت. نحن وصلنا. أنتم وصلتم. أنتن وصلتن. هم وصلوا. هن وصلن. أنتما وصلتما. هما وصلا. هما وصلتا. Use the irregular form يصل to conjugate arriving in the مضارع. أنا أصل. أنت تصل. أنت تصلين. هو يصل. هي تصل. نحن نصل. أنتم تصلون. أنتن تصلن. هم يصلون، هن يصلن، أنتما تصلان، هما يصلان، هما تصلان.